This is Mobileye on the daily chart, and midweek last week the price gapped higher and closed for the week at $40.03. So what was all the buzz behind the gap higher? Well, Citibank that is, Citi looks for a potential catalyst-rich period for Mobileye to follow between now and March of next year. A Citi analyst who noted that there's been a lot of new interest in autonomous driving systems as of late, and that interest is showing up in the form of purchase systems. The analyst also noted that Mobileye's Chauffeur Level 4 system, along with their System Vision systems, are each adding to Mobileye's overall success. Now, before we continue with the analysis, let's look at this video where the CEO talks about the opportunities in China and beyond.
Chinese markets selling off today, and investors have been eyeing that country with a wary gaze these days. One company doubling down on China, autonomous driving firm Mobileye. It is deploying tech in Chinese EVs, announced a new partnership with the Chinese First Automotive Works Group last week. Joining us now is Mobileye co-founder and CEO Amnon Shashua. Amnon, good to see you. So I want to ask you about the rate of advancement that you're seeing in this technology. You got some differences with Tesla on the way that this should go. How quickly are we getting there, and how does this Chinese deal you just did fit in?
Hello, John. It's nice to be with you again.
Yeah.
So what we see in China is that there is openness for very high-paced traction of new technologies. And we started exploring that a few years ago, and we just recently launched more than 100,000 vehicles on a brand of Geely called ZiChuan with our latest technology, 11 cameras around the car, which we call supervision, hands-off experience, and the response by the media, by the public is off the charts. It's very, very strong, and we started getting more traction, more brands, and the recent FAW design win, both for this type of system and for eyes-off level 4 systems. So what we see in China, besides the fact that it's a big market, is the fact that we can move faster and then from there go globally. For example, we won design win with Porsche. We are engaged with more than 30% of the global manufacturers on these kinds of systems. I believe those would be converted to design wins in the coming months. So China for us is a territory in which we can move, fast. Besides the point that it is a big market.
And here in the U.S., is there a real gating factor that's keeping companies here from moving as quickly as China? What would it take to lift that?
I think that the competitive dynamics is what is needed. I think so far, the strong competitor was Tesla. And you see in China many FSD-like systems. And our system is, I believe, and all the benchmarks shows that it's even better. But that competitive landscape, starting in China, from there it's being exported to Europe and other markets. Besides Tesla, will create more competitive dynamics for other car makers. And we see that, for example, our design win with Porsche was on the wave of the success we had with ZiChuan in China. And we are engaged with US companies, European companies, Asian companies. It's a very strong engagement now.
Okay, and for Mobileye, certainly, but for the industry around full self-driving, how much does the outcome of this United Auto Workers strike matter? Because some of it's over AI, and that, of course, is an important part of driving this technology forward.
Well, I think for the short term, it doesn't matter. And let's see how it plays out. If it will be like, the COVID year where factories shut down for a long period of time, it will matter. But right now, we don't see it affecting our shipments or, the next quarter shipments.
I just want to go back to the Porsche partnership that you just mentioned. Do you expect to see this type of dynamic expand to other brands, whether it's within the VW landscape or elsewhere? And if so, how meaningful?
Well, our relationship with the VW group is very extensive. We have traction close to 100% of all VW Group vehicles, and we are very hopeful that the Porsche win will translate to other brands because it's the same architecture. The architecture that we're building on the Porsche vehicle is exactly the same as in Audi and Bentley and other premium brands. So it's just a matter of a few weeks or a few months until we'll see this playing out with the other brands of the group.
So I'm going to pull back to the monthly chart. And you can see that $30 is the low from my standpoint. That was resistance, which became support. However, the nearest support level is going to be at the $34 level. And resistance is going to kick in at the $44 level. So this becomes your football field. One end zone is at the $34 level. The other end zone is at the $44 level. And we can see that a bit better on the weekly chart. You can see what was resistance became support, and price has some headwinds above. All these rejection wicks signify sellers are in control. However, with the EV and autonomous driving adoption increasing over the coming decade, Mobileye is one to put on your watch list as a potential long-term buy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.